Hello everyone and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode, we completed the high-end tier Imperial Ceremony and opened up some exciting doors all across the Bionis. This episode we will be going into Prison Island, I assure you. But we're going to start with something else, which is why we're in Tephra Cave. We can actually do a final replica Monada. We can't do 4 or 5 yet, and frankly they're also not great. Demonic Everflame, Mammoth Horn are both incredibly difficult to get hold of. Replica Monada 5 is actually doable, but it's just a bit weird. But we're going to go for 3. So we've already got a Hox Daylight Spur from Hoxers, that's brilliant. We just need a Wisp, Sunbead, and a Glacier element. And the Wisps we get down here. They're potentially quite high level, they should be alright. If we come through here the other way at the Heavenly Window, this is where we want to go. We might start a fight with these Bunnets, but if we just fall off and into here, we either escape the fight or sometimes they actually fall down here and die, which is quite amusing when it happens. You just see them clunk down. Anyway, this is what we want, the For Money Wisp. But it's pretty hard to get hold of them without fighting a couple of Dorsale Lizards as well, but we can fight all of these fine. They're technically level 90 or level 91, but they really aren't that bad, so... So the nice thing at least about the Replica Monado quests is you literally only need 1 of each item. There we go, there's a Wisp Zombie, brilliant. I'll just show off also where we are. We've dropped down. And we're actually, down there is a bit of Tephra Cave we had access to ages ago. This has been visible, this bit in the Forgotten Cave, for quite some time, and you can't really see how to get to it. That's because it's up here. Fascist Facia Bunniv there, and Judicious Bunnets all over there. A level 94 unique monster, which I'm not going to fight. But there's some Earth Crystal, single Earth Crystal there, apparently. Then the final bit we need is in Satoral Marsh. And this one can be just deeply irritating. Let's head to the Sorroral statues. See if the weather's going to play ball. It is not. This one enemy only appears in Deep Fog, so let's switch up the time. There we go. So in Deep Fog, the Frost Nebula appears. These are a Nebula enemy, which means they're really annoying to kill without them self-destructing on you, where you get nothing. There's a couple of ways to do it. The way I tend to do it is, so you start a fight with them. Use your drones on them, which automatically brings Fiora's, what's it called, up to high. Her, tension lets her fire off a final cross. That was not enough to kill it, so let's do a bit more damage to it, and then we'll get ready to want to try and finish it with a chain attack, and using final cross is one of the best ways of doing that. Once it's below about half health, we should be alright to do that. So yeah, with its health down to about here, we'll start a chain attack, and we'll have Fiora final cross it. This might kill it, but it probably won't. Because that's... There we go, it did. Final cross is an ether attack, so it does a lot to it. Let's see who's going to drop the Glacier element. It's a silver chest, we've got a good chance. Yes! That was really handy. Because, yeah, what's annoying about them is because you only find them in Deep Fog over patches of water. Ricky can't fight in patches of water because he's too small, he ends up swimming, so you can't yoink them, which is deeply irritating. Oh, I've got to Colony 6. I mean, Vanea is here on Junks, it's just slightly faster in Bionis on Interior. But anyway, let's head over to Vanea. I see you've gathered necessary materials, I will get to work immediately. I have finished. The Monado Abyss has been designed for strong attack power. The heavy materials used give it a high maximum attack power. Damage is somewhat unfocused, but it has immense strength. And this is an interesting one, if it's the one I'm thinking of. We'll of course go and equip it immediately onto Shulk, because it's actually better than what Shulk's got. Interesting looking thing, this kind of blue steel, quite like it. There you go. It is the only Replica Monado which is just a straight up improvement on the basic Replica Monado. Like, the Rudra and the Agni are kind of better in some ways, worse in others, but the Abyss is just legit better. So we will go for that. Final thing I want to do, since we are here in Colony 6, I want to show off the fact that now we've completed Colony 6 reconstruction. The ether crystals in the mine are now at maximum beans, so we'll head to the ether mine and do some ether mining. So all of these are actually getting us level 5 crystals, which is really spicy, so I'm going to see what we can dig out of here, have a look at what our crafting options are, before we head into Prison Island. And there we go, with that one, we have got all of them. There's one ether deposit at least of every colour down here, which is quite cool. Let's see if there's anything useful. Ooh, some of these are looking pretty nice, actually. Wow, that's a lot of high-up effects. So, Shulk and Fiora are up to full affinity craft turns now, and Fiora's really good with a medium flame, which makes everything grow equally. So that can actually be really handy here where we want to actually grow all of these qualities rather than any individual one.
No problem. This worked out better than I thought.
Yep, we all got them all up to heat, and quite nicely so. So we got a strength up 6. And other stuff, which I'm going to skip through. There we go. Big strength up, strength down, weapon power. I've never really used weapon power much, but aggro up is quite a nice one as well. So that's pretty cool. We've got another couple of those we can get, possibly. What do we get here? HP up. Well, might as well do those. We're not up to enough 100%, so it doesn't auto-start there, but frankly, if we do just do Shulk and Ryan, we'll get it up to heat, definitely. If not mega heat. Yeah, we got it well into mega heat. Not a problem. So we've got 2 HP up 5s, which increases maximum HP by 50%. Pretty good. Let's see what these ether ones are. Let's ether up in electric plus. Might as well slap them in anyway. Oh my god, do Melia and Fiora just use the same face, but with different hair? Well, the eyes are slightly different, but that feels alarmingly similar. Right, with those done, let's just do some final tweaks to equipment. Right, with that, we're all ready to go. We're going to switch up the party a bit to be Dunban, Shulk, and Ryan. And then let's head over to Prison Island. Oh, wrong Prison Island. Turns out, yeah, you still have the option to go to Prison Island in Area C, but it's like the Mykonos locations is just not there anymore. But through me, because the map looks the damn same. Right, due to not wanting to be over-leveled for stuff, I'm going to crack us all down to level 74, which I think is a fair position to be at this stage. And no matter how many times I come here, I still absolutely love cracking the doors open and coming into Prison Island, hearing the music. It's really cool when you do it first on Prison Island in the storm, but here with the beginning of this music, the end lies ahead, is just, oh, it's such a cool moment. Anyway, I'm going to go to the point where I left you last time we were in here, which is at the end of the banquet hall. So up here, there's this second half of the room that we can't really get into because it's behind a locked door, but there is another transporter up here which takes us where we want to go. No more side quests until the rest of the game now, so I'm going to track the active quest, which is, of course, to bring us through here. I keep forgetting there are collectibles in this era of Prison Island. I should actually check how we're doing for those. Oh, we've got a couple that we can actually clock in. We can do Nature, the Insanity Moss, which gets us Strength up 5, which is not terrible. An Absurd Branch. I love some of the names of items in this. So we get Ether up 5 for Blue Blood and Blue Glow. Really blue feel to the strange ones in that. But we'll gather the other ones certainly as we're around here. There's a lot of running around Prison Island to do. It's an interesting final location because it has both fights and it does have kind of dungeony elements where you have puzzly stuff, which is pretty cool. But anyway, around this corner we grab a couple of these and we head into a not at all ominous looking location. I thought the cutscene triggered sooner. This is... oh no, we're not going to find out what it is.
What took you so long?
Dixon!
Are you even trying to fight? Things are gonna get a lot worse if you don't buck up your ideas.
Come down here and say that!
What on Bionis is that?
It's the warm-up act. If you can't get by this one, you don't stand a chance against me.
Stop these games, old man!
You'll have to stop this thing first. Hurry up! I'm just itching for a good old-fashioned scrap.
Everyone, be careful.
Monster want to eat Ricky! This thing is no match for us.
Ah, no Beeless Obarts. I love how Dixon's like, what took you so long? It's like, yeah, you know, 4 episodes of side quests. When you gotta do them, you gotta do them. But yeah, Ryan's response there annoys me a little bit, where it's like, what on Bionis is that? And I think this would be a bit more impactful if we hadn't already been fighting Obarts up until this point. If this is the first time you'd seen, oh balls, a member of the Obart family, it might be a little bit more impactful than it actually is. Can we topple these guys, I wonder? Well, he resisted break, so that starts to imply maybe not. You'll notice I've brought on Dubman's Heat's Haze. Oh yeah, we can topple him. He's probably got a topple spike, knowing everything in fucking Prison Island does. Oh no, he actually doesn't. But yeah, we've got Tempest Kick I've put on Dunban now. Oh, here we go. Down we go. Battle Arena, shockingly. And now we have Demon Pavlovsk. And this guy can be a bit annoying. But yeah, you notice I've got, instead of not Final Flicker, Jaws of Death, Dunban's thing where if he's going to die, he doesn't, an aura. Because I've realised I very rarely use that. Because Dunban's such a glass cannon, he's not... just doesn't trigger that very much. Now, what I was hinting at there is basically, I'm not kidding when I say almost every enemy on Prison Island does have a topple spike. So if in doubt, generally don't topple stuff. But this guy is big on the defense. And you think, oh, you can topple him and daze him, and then you'll get a couple of easy hits on him. No, he's very easy to topple and daze, but will ruin your day if that's so. But he's a relatively easy one to... Oh, farted out some thunder right in his face. Some part of Tempest Kick ended up with Dunban facing away from him. So I managed to use thunder on him, which is quite funny, to briefly daze him. We are building up party gauge absurdly fast with these guys, though, which is pretty good. I put some initial tension gems on Shulk, which I think has helped with that. Higher tension just means you get chain attacks, you get burst affinity, stuff like that, just more and more like. Tension is just one of those things you don't notice when it's working well. Party gauge fills as well, critical hits, like everything kind of depends on tension. It's one of the interesting ways in which the game kind of screws you over if you're fighting enemies that are too high leveled, is it just kind of traps you in low tension, and then you realise everything misses, you never get burst affinity, you're kind of trapped in hell. Whereas here, we're doing really nicely for our tension. Let's Gale Slash it. That should kill him. Yeah, there we go. Fun fact, that is one of the very few, like, you have to defeat this monster to, slotted Rex Quizzes and an Adam's Apple. Lovely. And an unslotted Z attack frame, that's weird. But yes, Demon Pavlovsk is one of, if not the only, like, you have to defeat this monster to advance the story monster that drops a chest. Which is mildly interesting. Anyway, what do we get? That Rex is heavy slotted. That might be useful for Ricky. Is it better than the Eclipse? Possibly not, but it might be better to have the slot, frankly. I'll actually put an ether up on Ricky again, because Ricky's pretty nice to have some ether, given though that's most of the way we have him set up actually for the moment is for ether arts to put the debuffs on. Chase Dixon, get out of the behemoth nest to reach the control device on the next level. So these are Sanjibal behemoths. I'm actually going to start a fight with both of them, just to, you know, give myself a fun bit of a challenge. Right, let's see what we can do. Oh, I should have put EAs on first before doing that, but I didn't, because I like more of a challenge for myself. These guys are basically kind of a weaker version of, like, Demon Pavlovsk is a unique monster in the Behemoth family, so these guys are just a bit of a simpler version of that. Damn it, hoping I have Monada ready to try and bust the pair of them. No, also will drive. Wasn't sure if Lariat would be able to hit both of them there, because it is a fan, and fans can hit surprisingly far forwards in this game, but not that far forwards. Oh, let's thunder this guy since we're in... Well, let's do that, and then thunder, because we're in an aura state. Did he just... Oh no, he just was dazed for such a short period of time. I should put like a daze boost thing on Dunban, that could be a lot of fun. That's one of the behemoths down. And into a chain attack, wonderful. Yeah, even when you're only fighting a handful of enemies, man, this party can just shit out chain attacks, it's great. Oh wow, that one did nothing. To say that, I think almost every member of this party has max affinity with every other member of this party, I'm surprised by how much we're not getting chain extensions. Anyway, this isn't a particularly interesting fight from here on, so I'll just finish up. Right, with that, we'll polish off more Adam's apples. Grim. That's what it is. Kind of grim. Segment drones, you say? Sword drones 2. Who needs that when you've got sword drones X, like me? I was going to see if that actually... Oh, there we go. That allows low value items to be offered while trading. That plus Ricky's you can offer shit while trading is genuinely one of the... that they combine to make some stuff that actually legitimately wouldn't be possible. Nope, that's out of frame. It's just mad. But she's got some new shoes. No, they're not shoes. They're drones. There we go. There's a lot of Norse names in hers, like a lot of the drone names. Like so, Idun was the person in Norse mythology who grows the apples for the gods. There's, well, I can't remember any of the other examples, but there are definitely a lot of Freya drones is one. There's a lot of like Norse god names in her drones. This is feeling very kind of H.R. Geiger, some of these. And you know what? Actually, a lot of the designs in Prison Island are about as H.R. Geiger as I guess you go in a fantasy game. That isn't very sci-fi. Though this does certainly have some kind of almost sci-fi elements. When you look at like some of the stuff with the high-end and some of their technology. But I suppose that's kind of just Japanese fantasy to a certain extent. Tends to have those kind of blended science fiction elements. Now, if I'm clever here, I can pick up some collectibles without killing myself. There we go. So now we're in the kitchen. You'll recognise exactly where this is in a second because it's the other side of the banquet hall. It's the gate that I pointed out earlier, but we're now on the other side of it. It's locked, guarded by Cratere. Oh no, that's not Cratere Nebula. Well, what was the scary one I was going to point out over there with the absurd name is Inferno Heinrich. We won't be fighting him because he's really annoying. But we will be fighting the cold Ageshu over here. Because I'm going to try and mostly fight unique monsters as we go along, because Stefan, give us a bit of a challenge and give us some stuff to work with. So we've nearly got a chain attack here. I believe these guys, probably like everything else in the place, almost certainly will be not good to topple, but let's find out. Cyclone, please, Shulk. That lets us topple and continue the chain. Oh, it actually seems like he might not have a spike. Or we'll just find out about it when we leave the chain attack, I suppose. No, he's actually just legit toppleable. Brilliant. You don't actually see that much. Even now, I say most stuff here has topple spikes, because basically the game, once you reach Prison Island, realises how broken topple locking is, and there's actually a couple of elements in Prison Island where you can just brutally topple lock enemies, and it renders some what should be significant enemy fights incredibly, like, comedically easy, because you can just keep them permanently topple locked. So I can see why they decided to go it, but the spike feels like a bit of an annoying way around it. But it means, you know, spike defense gems actually then have a use, so swings and roundabouts. We're doing pretty well here. Let's mince the rest of these guys. Brilliant. Oh, Nebula, fuck off. Well, now we're just stuck fighting the Nebula. He's got a spike, but it's just like an ether down spike or whatever Nebulas normally have. So, like with every Nebula, he'll just be a slow and irritating fight, which I won't show. And he blew up, so we get nothing. We've got 2 gold chests from the other lads, which is pretty spicy. Eclipse Boots and Rigel Hand, which we both already have, but there we go. And in the other one, Asura Greaves and an Endless Rifle. But that's us done through here. That's the way through to the banquet hall, but which we can't kind of go to. But we can open up this, which goes below the banquet hall. Prison Island connects quite nicely to above the kind of great entrance hall. And here we have the controls for a device we'll be using a fair bit over this coming episode and next, which will be the Bone Pillar. Dixon lowered the Bone Pillar when we were in the arena, and that was what made the arena come down. We can't chase him without raising the Bone Pillar back up. But there's a lot more stuff we can do with the Bone Pillar. With the Bone Pillar raised, we can walk along it and get to this kind of north side of this initial room. There's 2 chambers here. We actually can't walk around to the other one, or can we? Maybe we can. Well, either way, let's go through here and into this little side bit. We find the second sanctum, which implies the existence of a first, and we see the majestic clone Barg. These enemy types are genuinely called Bargs. The one type are Babeli Bargs, and this is the majestic clone Barg. And this one they can spell majestic with, unlike majestic Mordred in the Central Factory. But this guy has an absolutely horrific topple spike. Don't do it. Technically, I suppose Shulk could purge, but... Oh no, I'm not even sure you can purge a topple spike, because it's just the game's like, well, just don't topple them. Either way, this is a unique monster fight, but it's not a particularly interesting one, so I will just cut through it. Update, Purge absolutely works on topple spikes. I saw Shulk use Purge on this guy, so in response started a chain attack and toppled him. So we can do a fair bit here. I don't want to topple lock him, because there we go, his spike's back up now. And he has a topple spike, which means we all hit him and got toppled. So we're all just rolling around on the floor like idiots. Ugh, there we go. Now we can get some seriously good gubs now that this guy's dead at least. So if we crack that open, we got... Ooh, oh no, we've already got summon bolts. We've had that for quite some time. Another set of Eclipse Gauntlets. No bad thing. Heavy and ethery, so I take it I've already got those on the hero pawn. Absolutely have. Wonderful. But there's also 2 giant treasure chests here, which have some useful shit in them. On the left we have the Lazard, or the Lazard. Titan arms, slotted, well not slotted, but unique ones, of Pierce Resist. We don't see Pierce a lot, but it's attacks that basically ignore your defenses. Grace Trowel with HP up, and Ether arms for Fiora. See, Ether Gear on Fiora is almost worth it just because her drones aren't Ether, but one of her main Ether arts that is useful is Final Cross, which does an absurd amount of damage, so... we also get some Ether boosters. Those may be worth it. Argos armor with spike. Medium spiky boys, yes. Titan sabatons and the Trinity. See if any of that's worth equipping. Ooh, the Lazard is technically slightly better than what we've got, but much lower crit rate, and only 2 slots, so probably not worth it. Actually, I'm going to put Melia in the Argos armor, because it's decent armor, but also spikes. Can't go wrong with spikes. Yeah, and I'll put the Fiora in the Ether boosters, because they are better armor than what she got, and also the Ether boost is much better than Blowdown Resist, or Topple Resist, or whatever she had, because it'll make Final Cross absurdly powerful. Right, now let's see if we can walk around to the other side. Speeder on, please. So we can absolutely get round to the other side. I really thought you had to do this one at a time. That makes things a lot easier. Here we get to the first Sanctum, which, like the second Sanctum, is guarded by a unique Barg. The last one was the Majestic Clone Barg, but this is the Abnormal Clone Barg. But these 2 Clone Bargs actually fight identically to one another. The name is just it being ridiculous, with unique monster names, for a change. So I'll do this fight off camera once again. Oh, this one's slightly different, I should say. There's a Daze Spike when it's toppled, so we're all just as incapacitated though. Vision, interesting. Why is that giving me a vision? Is it because it's going to make me bleed? It's going to make me bleed my own blood. Well, we might as well. Armor will be... Actually, no, I can just dodge it entirely with speed, because it is a physical art. And we kind of want to keep him pissed off here. What I don't want to happen is for Ryan to draw the aggro from the bastard. But being dazed broke my aura of Heat Haze, so Dumband's actually drawing the aggro for once. There we go. Right, on we go. Oh, the spike did not last as long as I hoped, so we're all just sitting around uselessly again. Spikes that do things other than damage are often very funny for that reason. Anyway. Treasure chest, which contains Sun Staff, which might be vaguely useful. Any better than what Melia is currently on? Oh, it's actually mostly better at most things. Let's take that, I guess. Looking for some 3-slotted stuff from Melia. Not seeing much of it around, but anyway, let's crack these chests open. So some more ether stuff for Fiora, the Grace Top, the Master Glasses, light armor with ether up 5. Those are very 6. Those are very good. The Daedalus for Rhine. These are fixed, obviously, the contents of these giant chests, I should add. And some more ether gear. We've got all of the ether 5 gear for Fiora. Argos boots, bind resist. Oh, initial tension glasses, and the ether burst. That's probably better than what I've currently got on Melia anyway. Actually, it's not. Is the Daedalus any good on Rhine? Probably not worth the 2 slots it doesn't have. Might as well put the Master Glasses on Sharla as well. And with that, we're nearly at the end of the episode, but we'll head now. Annoyingly, we can't warp there. Like, literally, the closest warp point I have is at the beginning. It's the only landmark we have in all of Prison Island so far. So we need to walk manually back up to... Walk back up to the battle arena. So now, upon returning to the arena, we have the actual Obart that we saw Dunban summoning, which is the Master Obart. And you've noticed I've switched up to Ricky, just to mix things up a bit. I think, again, this guy is toppleable. We'll see how we do, though. Let's get behind him and bitey him. Got a decent number of debuffs stacked on him. Frankly, I'm not even going to take them off. Not going to say sorry to them, just because certain enemies, it's just nice to have the debuffs from Ricky just there to just chip away at them. Like, he's just taking a lot of damage over time, regardless of anything we might be doing. Vision. Interesting. I'm going to go Orion. I'm going to go Orion pretty hard. Have we got... That's Worn Shulk, and let's armor that. Talent arts are also kind of less common at this stage, so shield is a little less useful. Armor is really handy, because you notice that armor reduces that damage by 75%. It's really nice. Without having to... without blocking it entirely. It's like, so shield will block it entirely, but frankly, any non-ether arts... oh, he's awakened himself up to level 80 now. But fortunately, at level 75, we're just in the point where we can hit him. Oh, no, actually, only Ricky's that high. Oh god, the other guys are just going to miss him constantly. Yeah, awakening is a thing that's that certain monsters can do. It gives them the crazed aura. Unique monsters tend to do it. It gives them the crazed aura, which bumps them up a couple of levels, which is really fucking obnoxious. And he's not the last enemy we're going to encounter who has the annoying ability to do that. Anyway, let's finish him off with a chain attack. We'll bitey. We will backslash. And Ryan can finish him off with sword drive. Shit, did he miss? That's embarrassing. Well, then let's finish him off manually with the Heropon. There we go. Now they level up. Now they would have been able to hit him. But with him defeated, a needlessly complicated ramp mechanism appears and kind of scoots us up. And I was just complaining about the lack of landmarks here, but indeed, we're about to get one. I forgot that it zoomed over to show the transporter there, but this is the Empty Throne. And we are going to end up here, but you'll notice there is a heart, and I very much want to do this one here, and I believe I can. Let's get that actual collectible from the three. Look at this little bastard. Not empty anymore when the winged death pineapple is around. But first off, ooh, skill trees. Who's skilling up trees? Melia is working through that new tree of hers. Collectibles, I want to see how we're doing for this, I think. Oh, all of them! That's a surprise. Right, so for blocking in parts, we can get the Leidos cuirasses. Leidos are very powerful heavy armor. I'll have to see how this compares against what Ryan's got. Not slotted, but still cool. Agility up 5 for the bugs. Good footing 5 for the animals. And break 5 for the fruits. And Leidos plates for doing all of them, which is pretty cool. I'll look at the new equipment in a second, because we'll do this heart-to-heart first. Can we do it? Yes, we can. So this is Journey's End with Ryan and Ricky. A rare case in which I'm not going to take the optimal route through a heart-to-heart, because I think there is a non-optimal route which I think is better for the moment we are at. Oh, look at that, the little bastard does sit on the throne. Hey, Ricky, I've got to confess something to you. Ryan obsessed with Ricky? No, not obsessed. Confess. It's just... I didn't think you'd get this far. What do I mean? I just figured you'd give up and head back to the village. Oh, Ryan mean, hom-hom. If Ricky go back now, village friends cook Ricky on grill. Wow, you serious? Oh, Ricky never serious. But Ricky sometimes do want to go back to family and village. Yeah, I'll miss home too. And your little ones probably miss you a lot. Oh, Ricky not leave friends though. Because Ricky is Heropon? Oh, Ryan, good. Good memory, Ryan. Your catchphrases are stuck in my head, I can't help it. They usually have Heropon in them, so they're easy to remember. Meh. Ryan shut big fat hom-hom hole. Ryan say silly sayings all the time. Alright, little fella, let's agree to disagree, eh? It's hard to admit, but it's been kind of fun having you around. Though I never thought you would have made it as far as this. Oh, Ryan sound different. Sound like he used his brain. Is Sky going to fall on Ricky's head? Oh, hey, where'd that come from? I say clever things all the time. Anyway, I'm just telling it like it is. I figured some silly Heropon was never going to cut the mustard. Oh, Ricky never really think he'd leave and go home. Ricky think like this. When Ricky ride Terex, never jump off before Terex land. What the heck is a Terex? You say the weirdest things. Well, anywho, I'll have to say thank you. After we mop up the bad guys, you and the missus can visit me. Oh, Ricky look forward to it. Ricky want to go fishing at Ryan's favourite spot at Colony. Yeah, I think that's, for reasons you'll see at the end of the episode, I think that's actually slightly better than what is officially speaking the optimal routes. Anyway, let's have a look at some of this equipment. So the Leidos gear is not as good as the Titan gear, actually, it seems. But, what about for Ricky? The Leidos... Oh no, I've only got Leidos Cuisses. But yes, this stuff is a new type that we've actually also not seen before. This is our first bit of Titan 3 armour. So if you remember the Titan type, that's Titan 1, that's Titan 2, and that's Titan 3. It's pretty vivid on Ryan. Kind of just normal on Sharla, by Sharla sentence. Green and gold on Dunban, powerful look. Titan is what Melee is currently in, so it's a kind of blue version, which is pretty cool. But as ever, I won't really equip these things until I've got all of them. And Titan is the spiky stuff on Ricky, which does look pretty cool, but I actually prefer Ricky in the pineapple gear. It's a kind of weird blue and kind of reddish, bronzy nonsense in chalk, which I don't much care for. See also, the trowel matches pretty nicely. Oh, that actually almost works with Charlotte's current gear. What are you currently wearing? Yeah, I'll almost tempted with that because it fits a little better. Though it is a skirt, which I don't usually approve of. No, we'll keep how she is. That's a look. And with Ricky, it's the spikes on the back, which again, I want to kind of keep colour-coded, as he is. We've not got yet, there's a final biter for Ricky I want, which looks even better than the fish biter, and I don't say that lightly. Oh yeah, finally Shog, we got a show on that. Yep, weird. And we're going to hold it here, I think. Next episode, we are going to be travelling even further up Prison Island behind the empty... Well, we'll be fanning around with the Bone Pillar a bit some more first, but then we'll be heading up towards the top of Prison Island. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day. Ricky do want to go home. Ricky want to see Ocker and Little Pon in village. Ricky want pollen cakes and want them now. Sounds like you'd rather eat cake than see your family, Ricky. No, Ricky think family is most important, but Ricky is hero potting, so fight till battle ends. Haha, that right? You got a pretty big family, Ricky. I'm almost jealous of you. Why are you jealous? I ain't got any family left. When I go home, no one's there waiting. You must be the happiest bloke on Bionis, Ricky. Cheer up, Ryan. Ricky want Ryan to start own happy family. Easier said than done, man. Ricky think it easy, get married, start family. Ryan think too hard sometimes. So you reckon I should stop thinking about it so much? Ricky want to marry Ocker, so Ricky tell her, marry Ricky. Ocker so angry she slap Ricky, but then she agree and Ricky and Ocker have family. So you think if I get a girl to marry me, I'm all set? I hate to agree with you, but that sounds like a good idea. Ryan agree with Ricky. Oh, Ricky get Ryan married to other hom-hom. Cheers, man. Gonna have to find me a nice girl first, though. But Ryan already have nice girl. Wait, you don't mean... Well, maybe, but this ain't the time or the place. When we're all free, I hope she doesn't turn me down. Ryan really thinks so? Oh, Ricky get you so used to family, he forget Ryan not have one. Sounds like a typical Ricky reply. Ricky not forget feeling at home. Ricky feel good going home. That what Ryan mean? Yeah, that's what I want. I used to take it for granted, spending time with my mum and dad. It wasn't until they were gone that I finally realised what I had. So Ryan wants to start family too? I guess you could say that. Not right now, though. I've learned a lot from this trip, but I've still got loads to learn. I've got to get way stronger in more ways than one. Ryan sound different, sound like he used his brain. Is Sky going to fall on Ricky's head? Listen you, I come up with loads of good ideas. Anyway, enough arguing. I'm glad we got to chat. I almost enjoyed myself. Cheers, Ricky. Why not? You just been too stubborn to admit defeat? Oh, Ricky not stubborn. Ryan nasty hom-hom. Oi, calm down, Ricky, I'm sorry. We've been dragging you around, getting you into all sorts of trouble. I kind of feel a little guilty, that's all. Ryan worried for Ricky? Oh, Ricky loved to travel with friends. No regrets. Ricky not like every day, but tomorrow always different. You know who's next, though? Dixon. He's not going down so easily. Things might get messy, Ricky. You ready for that? Because if not, get running, fuzzball. Oh, Ricky ready like Ryan ready. Dixon fall like leaf from tree. That's not what I meant. Think about your family, Ricky. Ricky, what happens if you get hurt? Your family will have no dad. Oh, Ryan talk funny to Ricky. Ryan sound different than before. Ricky think that sky will fall on friends' heads next. What's got into you? I talk like this all the time. I know about this stuff. I lost my mum and dad ages ago. I was young, like your kids, so I know how they'd feel. Make sure you survive, Ricky. Yes, yes, Ryan. Ricky understand Ryan's words. Hereupon will not fail, because... Ricky is hereupon. Heard it all before, man. Oh, Ryan, right. Good memory, Ryan.